Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning from Europe, and welcome to the third edition of Englishing with Jings. I'll be your host, Brandon Lavshire, and I'm coming to you live streaming from Belgrade in Serbia. As you can see, it's right behind me. How are you today? It's a beautiful sunny day here in Serbia. I believe it's around 13 degrees outside today. We will be having a high of, I would say, probably 20 degrees today. Sounds like perfect weather, although we'll be indoors. As you know, it's an indoors type of situation these days all around the world. But that's okay. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some conversation. We're going to have some questions and answers. It's going to be exciting, people. For now, the schedule is from 3:30 until 4. We'll be answering chat questions. So feel free to go ahead and comment your questions in the chat box, and we'll have some conversation. And then from 4 until 4:30, we'll be answering some live questions and answers. This is exciting stuff. What happens is you raise your hand on the panel, and I'll bring you on live, and we will listen to your question. And if you want, we could pull your video. Become a star right here on Englishing with Jings. We're live streaming today, people. Facebook and YouTube. I don't know. I don't think there's any other place that I would rather be right now. I invite you. Come on down. Let's hear some situations. How's the weather today? How's the weather today in Hong Kong? How's the weather today in Taiwan? How's the weather in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Brazil, wherever you're at? Come on down. We're here for you. We're here so you can practice your English conversation. Wow, we have our first person already, it looks like. Okay, maybe not. That's okay. My eyes are deceiving me already this morning. That's okay. Like I said, come on down. Let's hear what you got to say. Oh, and by the way, just a little preview for next week's show. We will actually start some topic discussion. And I'm being told by the experts that next week's edition of Englishing with Jings, we'll be talking about superstitions. This sounds like some pretty exciting stuff. I have lots of Asian students. Excuse me. I need the coffee. This will help with my situation. Perfect. Okay. As I was saying, I have lots of Chinese students that I teach during the week. Actually, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, even some Vietnamese students that I teach every week as I'm an ESL teacher. And we like to discuss superstitions. This sounds like a really popular topic in Asia. And I've heard some pretty interesting stories, especially about ancient myths. I love this stuff. I've always been into the Asian culture and stories from the past. This is really exciting stuff. And that will be our topic discussion on next week's edition of Englishing with Jings, where I'll be here live and streaming once again, same time, same place, people. So yeah, that sounds like some pretty exciting stuff. Wow. I'll tell you what, this has been an interesting week. And I say this because I have lots of family and friends back in the United States. If you've missed our first two editions, I'm originally from Chicago in the United States, and I've seen some pretty spooky videos coming back from the United States of the streets being empty. So this makes me happy. This means that everybody is preparing for the coronavirus outbreak. And right now, they're actually number one in active cases, which I knew it was going to happen. These big countries, you can't avoid this. It's just going to happen. We have our first comment. Let's see. What do I do in my space time? Okay, space time. I'm wondering exactly what this means. If it's free time that our first comment is speaking of, I actually like to teach. That's my number one job. I'm actually an ESL teacher. I teach English as a second language. I do this Monday through Friday. I have 49 students that I speak to every week, and I really enjoy this. I mean, I wake up every morning exciting for my job. Not only do I have the pleasure of helping people improve their English, we have fun doing it. And I get the opportunity to learn about all kinds of different cultures. It's great. It really is great. A little more specific, my spare time. Well, I normally like to participate in sports. I like to read. I spend an amazing amount of time with my wife and daughter. Whenever I'm not working, I'm with my two twins. That's my wife and daughter. Love you guys if you're watching. Yeah, we like to go for walks. We like to travel. We've been to quite a few countries now, and that's not limited. We will visit more countries soon. Well, as soon as we're allowed to. Kind of a unique situation right now, but I would say our number one favorite thing to do is travel. Even here in Serbia, we like to spend a lot of time in Belgrade, where we do a lot of sightseeing, a little bit of shopping. Actually, hopefully sometime in the future, I'll have the background of what's known as Kalemegdan Fortress, which is a very old fortress in downtown Belgrade. This fortress has actually guarded the city in lots of different situations in the past, and it's beautiful. There's so much history in this place. You can just feel it in the air. It's magic. Belgrade and Serbia are definitely a very old country, and there's lots of beautiful sights to see. Ancient monasteries, castles, fortresses, beautiful monasteries and churches. As you see on my right side, this is actually Saint Sava, very famous church in Belgrade. Beautiful, as you can see. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite thing to do. I mean, what happened there? Okay, a little technical error. Gonna take care of that real fast. Okay, 3, 2, 1, back on. But that's definitely things that I like to do when there's no coronavirus. This is kind of impeding on our freedom. Not that we're not free, we're all free. It's just a matter of nobody really needs to be outside right now. We need to do everything we can to control this situation. And where I'm located, I think this government's doing a fabulous job. We're definitely doing everything that we can to try to limit the spread. And I believe that this country will be clear after another, say, 30 days. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I have a lot of faith in this country. The people here are definitely together in this situation. That's one thing I can say about people here in Southeast Europe. They definitely stick together and help each other. And they're really, really great people, really down to earth. They've been through a lot over the years, and I think that they know how to react in situations like this. So God bless them, really. I wish I could say the same for all of my peeps back in the United States. They're definitely not used to a situation like this. And I see they're actually starting to band together now too. So this is great. My particular situation, I've been communicating with my family and friends, and they're ready. They're doing exactly what they should. And I have a lot of faith in them, but Right now, it's not a good situation in New York. There's actually quite a bit of cases, and they need to start practicing social distancing immediately. I know this is difficult to do in New York, where people are cramped. There's a lot of people in New York, so I think that eventually everything will be fine. I've been hearing a lot of encouraging news lately about different vaccines, and medications that are being developed around the world. It's just a matter of testing and getting these out to the public, and I think we'll be fine after that. Cheers to all the medical professionals, scientists, first responders. Everybody's acting so courageous during this very difficult time. I raise my coffee to all of these people. They're amazing. Okay, people, once again, we're live streaming, Facebook, YouTube. Comment your questions. Let's talk. I have to say that I love this opportunity to have a window to the world, so to speak. As I've mentioned before, it's definitely a very difficult time where most people are indoors, and I feel very fortunate to have an opportunity to speak to people all around the world every single day. Not many people have this opportunity. I've heard a lot of interesting stories about how people are reacting to this very tough time that we're having, and my heart goes out to them. I mean, what can you do except for stay home, try to avoid people? I mean, that sounds crazy. I'm a very social person, as is my family, and we're not used to this situation with staying at home. But you know what? I think it's great. There's actually some positive aspects of this whole situation. For example, have you seen how clean the environment is these days? The air quality has been so much better in some major cities around the world. My God, the channels in Venice, Italy, people are saying that these channels, these rivers are completely clear. You can see schools of fish swimming around. There's reports that people have said they've never seen this before, ever. That's great. So one, we can say the environment is so much cleaner these days. Second positive aspect of this situation, I think that people are getting a chance to be with their families a lot more than they normally do. For example, I have a lot of students that I teach that actually have been reassigned to work remotely from their homes these days. And this gives them an opportunity to be with their children and their loved ones, their spouses. I mean, hey, one thing that I could always use more of is family time. My family's definitely my number one priority and the most important thing to me in this world. And I'm getting a little bit more time with my family. Now, not as much as some of these other people that normally go out and work in the community because I work from home. But having said this, a lot of people are having some good quality time with their families these days. And I think that's a positive aspect. Third positive aspect of this situation, people are helping each other. Everybody's coming together all around the world. Big countries are helping little countries. China is sending so much aid and support to these smaller countries and helping. They're sending medical supplies. They're sending medical professionals. My God, this is great. This is seriously great. I mean, we've never seen this kind of response for any situation like this. I think this is a rather new situation to the world, most of the world. I mean, we've had, different outbreaks of viruses over the years, but I think this is the first one in modern times that has spread all the way across the globe. I think every country in the world is dealing with this right now. Second question, is this my first time to face such a serious disease? Oh, definitely. Definitely. Um, like I said, I think this is America's biggest challenge. I think Asia and Europe have seen, in Africa, have seen these situations in the not so distant past. Um, but I think the closest related situation in the United States would have to be maybe the HIV/AIDS virus that started back in the 80s, which, by the way, we looked at similarly back then. And that's definitely so much more under control these days. So we just need to figure out this situation like we did that situation. And I think everything will be just fine. Um, I mean, what can we really do? Right now, the only true way to control this situation would be to discover a vaccination and to create some new medication to fight. That's all we can do. And be patient, help each other. Um, we need to learn from this situation. This is the most important key aspect. If we don't learn from this situation, let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, if we go back to the same way of life after this is done, I will be so disappointed in the human race. Um, we're learning that, being together and helping each other is so crucial in a time like this. And I think that we're learning that, what's the easiest way to say this? Cleanliness is godliness, right? We have to really pay attention um, to staying, I don't know, free and clear of germs and viruses. One thing that I seen on TV the other day, I was watching a 20-minute short TV series show, and they were actually describing pandemics. And I didn't realize this. There's 1.2 billion viruses in this world that we live in. And right now, our scientists are only aware of 3,000. Can you believe this? And right now, we're only dealing with one virus. And look what's happening. We need to have more research. We need to definitely fund more research. I don't know. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe this is why we only know about 3,000, but this scares me. It definitely does. Third question, they are pouring in today. I'm digging this. Have I ever felt bored during working from home? You know what? No, never. My students keep it interesting. I have some students that I give structured lessons to. I have some students that actually want to just practice conversation. But like I said, I love to have fun. I would hope that if you asked my students their opinion about my classes, is that they're definitely fun. We laugh. This is key. I like to break the monotony in my classes. I definitely can't just, teach a lesson and be serious. I mean, I can if I have to, but I like to actually keep it a little bit loose and fun. No, I don't think I've ever been bored during my working from home experiences. So far, it's been great. I would recommend it actually. Um, yeah, I mean, I've definitely been bored during my 9 to 5 jobs that I've had in the past back in the United States. Some of these jobs that people have, they get to be so routine. It's just the same thing over and over every day. That will end up eating your brain eventually. So, no, I recommend working remotely from home. My situation is freelance, and this is my first ever experience freelancing. I've been doing it for nearly a year now. I don't see any other way to work. This is how I want to work for the rest of my life, I think. So I recommend it. I really do. Oh, people, we are live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, and this is your opportunity to call in. We're doing questions and answers right now. comment your questions. We've had a few so far. I think we're having some fun today. This is going to be really exciting. I'm digging it. As we say in the US, I'm digging it. I'm loving it. Let me just go ahead and go over the schedule for you one more time. We still have about maybe, let's see here, 10 minutes for questions and answers. Comment your questions. I can answer. And then after that, we'll do 30 minutes of live questions and answers. This means you come on the panel here, you raise your hand, you're allowed to come on and speak. We'll go ahead and let you have audio and video if you'd like. I have still yet to have a student go video. Let's see your situation. Don't be embarrassed. I think this is great. I love to listen and to see different situations with my students, and don't be shy. Look what I'm doing right now. I'm broadcasting to the whole entire world right now, and I think it's cool. You can come on here and let the world see you and hear you, and I think that's really important right now, especially in the times that we're living in. And then around 4:30, I'll take a little 10-minute break. And then after that, the second hour, same thing, people. 30 minutes of questions and answers, 30 minutes of chat. I'm sorry. First 30 minutes, we'll be answering chat questions, and then we'll do some more live Q&A at the bottom of the hour. So, and by the way, this is all brought to you by Jing's Learning Center, where we offer English classes, and we're accepting new students right now. So go ahead and visit social media and Jing's Learning Center's website, and we'll get you booked. We have some great teachers. We have some definite success with our teaching capabilities. We have a lot of experienced people. Whether it be you just want to practice conversation or help with your vocabulary and grammar, Jing's is definitely the place to do this. I can tell you. Great people. All right, we are coming up. Let's see here. We're coming up on 4 p.m. in Asia. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my students in Hong Kong, my students in Taiwan. You know what? Let's go over the people that I speak to. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you in on my situation a little bit. So far, I think I've spoke to students in 40 different countries. Amazing. And on an everyday occurrence, I speak to people, let's see here, in South Korea. I speak to people in Japan. I speak to people in Hong Kong. I speak to people in Taiwan, China, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Jordan. Let's see here, Oman, Brazil. Those are pretty much all of my students that I speak to on a weekly basis. And like I said, I've spoke to people from 40 different countries and helped each and every one of these students with their English. And let me tell you, people from all over the world are beautiful people. Growing up in the United States, I really didn't have too many opportunities to discover, what life is like around the world. It's so interesting to meet people from different countries and, learn about their culture and really to discover that people are basically decent all around the world, and they have a lot of the same thoughts as we do. We share a lot of similarities. I never would have imagined this, especially, living in the United States, where the only outlet that I really have to the world is through the media. The media is limited to what stories are broadcast. So when you actually speak to people in these different countries and you hear their stories, this is the best education you can ever have. When things are happening around the world, you hear firsthand from the people what's happening. And this is priceless. It really is, people. And that's what we do on our show, Englishing with Jings. Get on here. Tell me some stories about what's happening in your life. Share some experiences that you've had. Starting next week, as I mentioned previously, we'll start having topic discussion. And I think next week is going to be rather interesting. Our topic will be superstition. Oh, I love superstition. I mean, everybody that I know that I've met from Asia has had at least one interesting story about different superstitions. And this is really amazing to hear. People in the United States aren't really aware of this. I mean, the culture of the United States is so mixed. There's so many different people that have immigrated to the United States over the last 243 years. That's how old the country is. I know this because I'm a bicentennial baby. So I can understand exactly how old my country is from the year I was born. But anyway, there's not too much history in the United States. It's still rather young compared to some of these other countries. Take a country like China, for instance. This country has been around for 5,000 years. Awesome. So many different ancient myths and superstitions and stories. And this is so amazing to listen to. My ears come out like this when I hear these stories because this is something I'm not used to. I can't get enough of this. And next week, I'm so excited for. I really am. It's going to be really wild, really exciting. So feel free to actually right now, go ahead and comment your superstition stories on Facebook. And then we can talk about them next week. I mean, you don't have to just come on here and tell your story. You can write these on Facebook, on Jing's Learning. Go ahead and find Jing's Learning and share your stories. Comment on Facebook with Jing's Learning about what you liked about today's show or last week's show or our first edition. Social media is an outlet where you can share all of your experiences and practice your English writing, right? We don't just practice speaking English. We practice reading and writing too. This is important. We want to be perfect in every aspect of every language that we learn. Even I have learned a second language. Back when I was in high school, I took 4 years of Spanish. It's been quite a few years since high school, so don't ask me to speak my Spanish because I can't remember most. I didn't practice after high school, but okay. I think that if I took some kind of learning a second language class for Spanish, that I would remember pretty quick. It's just been a few years since I've practiced. Showing my age now. Okay. People, get on here. And by the way, it's actually live question and answer time right now. So you can call in, we can bring you on, completely unlock your audio and video and let your voice be heard right here on Englishing with Jings. That's exciting. If I'm a student learning English, I think that I would definitely be calling this live stream right now and taking full advantage of the situation. Wow, I would have so many stories to tell, so many questions to ask. If you're curious about life in the United States, give me a call. I have so many different stories and information I can share with you. If you have questions about Serbia, I know a few things. I've been here for a little while now. Whatever you're curious about, give us a call. This is completely open topic. All topics are so welcome right now. And I need some more coffee. My voice is starting to do the whole thing again. Excuse me. Oh, thank God for coffee. Invisible coffee. This is my thing now. No coffee here. What are you talking about? Oh, I was just joking. Here it is. Oh, This is Serbian coffee, guys. It's special. I could drink it all day, really. I said it last week, I think. If you want to talk about coffee, if you want to talk about tea, different cuisine in your country, what do you guys eat? What's your favorite food? Food is definitely important right now in these crazy times that we're living, I think, right? Yeah, I need to really relax on the food. Now that I'm indoors pretty much all the time, I think I'm eating a little bit too much. You can't tell because you only see my head, but I'm starting to put a little bit of weight on, I think. Question. If somebody wants to hear about signature food in Serbia. Okay. One thing that I really enjoy about food in Serbia, barbecue. Definitely barbecue. Oh my God. Coming from the United States, where barbecue is king, I think Serbia has a special barbecue. What I really like, and probably my favorite food so far, is definitely what's known as cevapcici. Oh my God, people. These are just little meat sticks, okay? And they are a combination of different meats and spices and barbecued over either coal or wood. I could eat this every single day, but I would be huge. I would probably gain 20 kilos immediately. Barbecue, there's all kinds of different dishes. I mean, we can talk about the different soups they have are special. Let's see, there's a winter dish that's known as sarma. This is a cabbage roll with different spices and rice and meats on the inside. So good. Odlično, as we say in Serbia. God, I don't even know where to start. There's so many different really great foods in this country that I never would have discovered back in the United States. I'm just going to go ahead and say barbecue is my favorite. Okay, I have somebody asking how to cook and what ingredients for this. That's a whole different show. I can't let the Serbian secret out, people. Actually, you can find this online. Just go ahead and what you need to do is look for cevap. That's definitely what you want to look for. Hello, we have our first person for live question and answer. You're live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Tiger?
Yes.
Hi, Tiger. How's it going? Okay, people, I have to let you know, this is my favorite student that I have when I'm teaching. It's a joy to have him in class. How are you doing today, Tiger?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, this is good, not so-so.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Say again?
I'm going to playing the basketball.
Oh, you're playing basketball today?
Yeah, later.
Yes, this is great. Are you playing with your friends, or are you just going to be playing with like
I
them?
played with my friends.
Excellent, excellent. You're so lucky. Nobody's outside playing basketball here. For sure. Well, everybody's inside because of this crazy coronavirus, Okay, so how's the weather in Taiwan today? Let everybody in the world know. This is your chance.
Good.
Sunny?
Yeah, sunny.
Excellent. I'm really happy to hear this because I'm hearing that in Hong Kong it's raining today. Blech. Not good. Not good. But hey, it's really sunny in Serbia today.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's going to be 20 degrees today.
Yeah.
Yes. So obviously right now you're watching the show. What do you think so far?
Good.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, well, I think it's really great that you're going to be outside playing basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, this is perfect weather right now where I live, but like I said, nobody's outside today, Tiger.
Yeah.
How's your mom doing today? She doing good?
Good.
Excellent. Ooh, hold on. You're outside right now. I think I just heard a motor. I think I
Yeah.
just heard I heard a
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
This is cool. And by the way, I love your picture.
Why?
This is great. It's cool. You have a little raincoat on.
Uh-huh.
You're cute, man. You're really cute in this picture. You're young, man. You look like you're only maybe 3 years old in this picture.
Yeah.
This
Because
is
that's
perfect.
Mom take the picture.
Oh man, it's so cool. I think I told the people last week that you're definitely one of my best English students, and you've been practicing for a long time, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Your mom, she speaks perfect English, and she lived in New York, right?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that is so cool that you're on here. I can't believe you actually came. I've been waiting for this moment, actually. It's nice. It's nice to show the world my best student.
Teacher, what is on your back?
This is actually Serbia. Isn't that cool?
Serbia?
Yeah. This is actually, see this big church?
Yes.
You see it? That's actually Saint Sava. It's like the most famous church in all of Serbia.
Whoa, so big.
Yeah. Isn't it nice? It's huge.
Yeah.
It's really big. I've actually been there, Tiger, and it's way bigger than that picture looks like. It's huge. So big. And it's shiny. It's shiny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, Tiger, I'm going to let some more people talk, but oh my God, thank you so much for calling in, and have fun playing basketball, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, and hey, let me know how that quiz went.
Okay.
All right, Tiger, I'll see you later, buddy.
Okay.
All right,
I will just hear you.
Okay, keep watching. We're on.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, people, I'm so happy right now. That's Tiger. He is my very best student that I have. He's 9 years old, and he speaks better than some adults back in the United States. That's amazing. It really is. I see him every single day, and throughout the week, and his English level is just improving and improving and improving, and it's not going to stop because he's dedicated. He wants to learn this language, and he's learning like a champion. Bravo, Tiger. I can't say enough great things about you, bud. You've been my student for a long time now, and I appreciate you. I really do. Your mom is an amazing woman, just like I said last week, and keep up the great work. I think you're close to being a native speaker right now. All right, people, where are we at here? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I can't believe I didn't ask. Okay, Tiger, if you're still listening, and I know you are, ask your mom about some different superstition stories. And we'll be speaking about superstitions next week. And come on next week and share your superstition stories. I totally forgot to ask you. I know there's definitely some Taiwanese superstition stories that I would love to hear. We'll talk more about this tomorrow in class. Next week is going to be amazing, people. We have some great stuff lined up for superstitions, and I just know that it's going to be ridiculously awesome. I know it. Next week, you can't miss the show next week, people. It's going to be amazing. Okay, we have about 20 more minutes left for live questions and answers. I had a couple of people ready when I was speaking to Tiger, and now they're gone. Of course, this is my luck. Come on down, people. Get on here. Let's talk. See, I have a 9-year-old student who is super great, and he came on, he let his voice be heard all around the world. It's your turn, the rest of you. I know there's lots of people watching right now. I can see that we have lots of people watching. Who's brave enough to come on here and talk to me? Tiger was, but Tiger's awesome. I can't say that enough, really. Cheers to Tiger. Coffee? What coffee? What are you talking about? I don't have coffee. What coffee? Just joking. Oh, ooh, this coffee here is great. Okay, people are asking me about what foods I like in Serbia. My favorite food's the Serbian coffee. Does that count? I think it should. It's like a meal. It's thick. The way they prepare this coffee, special. See, I grew up in the US where you just put coffee inside of a machine and let it brew the coffee. Not good. I mean, okay, I guess, but this coffee is cooked on the stovetop. Yeah, strong coffee, real coffee. If you ever want to learn how to do this, just Google Serbian coffee or Turkish coffee, and you'll understand exactly how this is made. And if you're a coffee lover like myself, you'll fall in love with this. I don't drink any other style of coffee now, people. Only Serbian coffee or Turkish coffee, whichever one you want to say. I think just about every Southeastern European country has their own version of domestic coffee that they make just like the coffee that I'm drinking right now. And it is amazing. I can't say it enough. Pretty good stuff. Okay. People, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And by the way, you can view these videos on YouTube whenever you like. You can watch as we're streaming right now, or you can watch whenever you want when this video is finished, because it's going to be there forever. Third edition today. Third edition special for me, people. My favorite number in the entire world is number 3. It's my lucky number. Speaking of superstitions, and this isn't like a traditional superstition story, but I'm a little bit superstitious. I love the number 3, and I love numbers that are divisible by 3. It's kind of my thing. I don't know, like, for example, when I come in from the outside, I wipe my feet 3 times. I'll wash my hands for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It always has to be 3. When I played baseball and I was a pitcher, I would have 3 pieces of gum in my mouth. And 3's lucky for me. I've always done well with the number 3. Do you have stories like this, people? This is what I'm talking about. Stuff like this, superstitions, or stories of the very, very distant past of superstitions in your country. I've heard so many, I can't say this enough. I've heard stories that could easily be made into movies about superstitions in China. These people in the United States don't even know about that because we don't have superstition stories. I mean, we have some ghost stories, I suppose, from the first pioneers that came here. And, there's still places that are supposed to be haunted by ghosts. But man, there's so many different like folklore stories from China. And for that matter, there's lots of these stories from Europe too. I've heard some definite, folklore stories from this country that I live in. It's just really cool stuff. I'm telling you, some of these stories could be made into books or movies. There's no doubt about that. And I would definitely read or watch. Cool stuff. Okay, people, live streaming, Facebook, YouTube. Who's next? Who's next on the panel? We only have like, I think, 10 more minutes and we're going to go on break. We need more people on here to share their stories, ask questions. Just tell me what's going on today. My student Tiger, he's going to be playing some basketball with his buddies. He's having nice weather, sunny outside in Taiwan today. From what I understand from checking on my phone, rainy, not fun in Hong Kong today. Humid, sticky in Hong Kong, which leads me to believe that you people are at home right now and you're watching. Give me a call. Come on, it has to be boring just sitting around the house. Trust me, I know about this. I've been doing this for a little while now from the situation that we have. I'm lucky that I have an exciting family because I know there's lots of people that are just sitting around watching TV right now. Boring. Come on here. We're having an exciting time here on YouTube and Facebook. Come on down and be immortal on my show. Yeah. This video will be always there. You can show your grandkids 30 years from now. Look how cool I was back then, learning my English. I don't know. I'm just joking, but really, come on. Don't be shy. I don't bite. I like to have fun. Belgrade, Serbia people. Is that cool or what? See, most people don't even really know about Serbia. You know, it's a small country. I recommend Serbia for travel to see things once you're able to. Obviously, we can't travel right now, but Serbia is fun. There's so many ancient things to see. I don't know. It's just, it's amazing to me. It really is. Because I come from, like I said before, I come from a country that's only a little over 200 years old. So not so many old things to see. Serbia's been around since like the 2nd century, guys. This is amazing. 1,800 years. People don't know about this in the US. They just don't. Of course, you know, you have the American Indians past in the United States, and there's lots of cool things to discover with the American Indians. But as far as like old, ancient, like European, Asian infrastructure, no, they don't have that. Serbia has that. It's fun. I recommend it. I really do. And by the way, did I mention that actually my grandfather on my mother's side is half Shawnee Indian. So I have some American Indian blood. I think that's pretty cool. That's unique. The American Indians are such great people, so friendly, so in touch with Mother Earth. I know I have that somewhere deep inside me. I just haven't discovered it. I mean, I am truly one with nature, but not to the same extent that the American Indians were. They're truly special people, and they need to be recognized and immortalized. The United States is definitely their land. Always was, always will be. You heard it here. That's my opinion. Okay, guys, 10 minutes of live questions and answers, and I'm taking a break. What's it like in your country today? What's the weather like? What are you outside doing today? What are you inside doing today for all of you people that are taking precautionary measures against this coronavirus? Get on here. Let me know. I want to know. I'm curious. I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm broadcasting a live stream that's on Facebook and that's on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, this is a really, really fun time. Tiger's back. Hello? Okay, let's see. Maybe Tiger's back. Hold on, let's see. Hello.
Hi.
You're back.
Yeah, because my friend is here.
Okay, let's talk.
Let's talk. Let's talk. 来说一下好了。Say hello.
Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? Fine.
I'm fine.
大声一点。
This is great. Okay, so who am I speaking to? Which one of Tiger's friends?
A friend.
Your
I
name?
do.
Which one? What's your name?
Jerry. Jerry.
His name's Jerry.
Jerry. It's very nice to meet you, Jerry. So are you playing basketball with my friend Tiger today?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so tell me this. Is Tiger good at basketball? Tell the truth.
他想跟他讲。
Yes.
Yeah, I
Think
knew
so.
it. I knew it. Listen, I think it's great that you guys are outside playing basketball today. I love basketball, and I haven't played basketball in probably 2 years.
Really?
But
don't
yeah,
think so.
it's been such a long time. Listen, I played basketball when I was young, and I actually coached basketball for 4 years.
Yeah.
那你可以随时 call
So listen, I think it's say again.
免费的。
Teacher, you are playing baseball.
Okay, baseball is my specialty. and you know this, don't you?
Yes.
I played baseball for 14 years.
So
14
long.
years. I know, but I played basketball for 4. And
Yeah.
actually, I coached basketball for 4 years too. So I'm really good at basketball too. Okay, I don't want to say that I'm really good. I'll let everybody else say.
Yeah.
I'm actually tall. I'm 1.88 meters tall. No, I'm sorry, 1.91 meters tall. And
Whoa,
I think
that's
that
so tall.
I'm tall. Yeah, almost.
tall.
Oh well, I mean, hey, this helps with basketball, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many friends are you playing basketball with today?
And now it's 2.
Okay, so 1-on-1, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let the rest of the world know, Tiger. How tall are you?
I am 145. 44.
144 centimeters. I'm 188 centimeters.
Yeah. My dad is 170.
Okay.
or
And how
8.
tall is your friend?
你讲啊。第42。
142.
Oh, this is good. So you have an advantage.
Yeah.
He said that you're good at basketball too. That's awesome.
Yeah. His basketball is very good.
So are you at an outdoor court that's close to your house?
我们在学校。
We are in a school.
Oh, you're inside.
Yeah.
Oh.
Outside.
Okay, so you're on the playground playing basketball then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm losing my voice, Tiger. My goodness. Hey,
What?
do you like the disappearing coffee trick?
Oh my God.
I knew you would like this. There's no coffee there. There's no coffee.
Teacher. Oh my God.
There's coffee. I knew you would like that.
Yeah. Well, teacher is disappeared.
Hold on. What coffee? What are you talking about? There's no coffee.
Yes, a small coffee.
This is magic. This is the magic. This is the magic that happens at Jing Learning. We can make coffee disappear. Tiger.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Okay, well, listen, it's almost time for my break. So I'm gonna go on break. Stay on, keep watching, and listen. If there's nobody else after a little while here, you can come back on again, man.
Yeah.
If you want to. But you know what? I'm gonna wish you luck in basketball. Okay. Make every shot. Oh, one more question before I let you go.
Yes. What?
Are the basketball hoops really tall like they're supposed to be on the playground?
It's for children.
For children.
Because I was gonna ask you if you can make a shot when they're tall like they're supposed to be.
Yeah, we will talk. The 那个叫什么？那个迷信。
Okay, listen.
We will talk the superstitions later.
Oh my God. Yes, I forgot to ask you. I know.
I just hear.
Excellent. I know your mom knows lots of cool stories, so we can use that. We can use that on next week's show.
Later, yeah.
I was gonna say we're gonna save that for next week, but oh my goodness, yes, I cannot wait to hear. I cannot.
We can save for next week because I need to play the basketball.
Okay, listen, you go out there and you kick some butt on the basketball court. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was great to see you and talk to you, and I'll see you in class tomorrow. And yes, let's talk about the superstition in class tomorrow, and then I'll have you on the show next week. Okay. All right, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Be good.
Bye.
All right, bye. Oh man, Tiger's awesome, guys. I can't say enough cool things about him. There's one that can tell you right now, we are goofballs. We laugh and goof off for 30 minutes Monday through Friday. And he learns English. It's such a great combination. We laugh, we have fun, and we learn all together. And Tiger is my definite best example on having fun in class. I let the kids be kids. I have a few children that I teach, and you know what? I know they have probably classes at their regular schools where it can be a little bit boring. We all had our primary school, and I had some teachers that were a little bit boring. There's no doubt about that. And when I was, a student and I had the boring teachers, I always told myself, if I was a teacher, I would be so fun. So fun. And that's what I do now. I let the kids be kids. So yeah, what can I say? This is fun for me. Okay, guys, it looks like it's break time for me. I'm only going to be gone for 10 minutes. And when I come back, people, we're going to start doing some answer chat questions again. So listen, while I'm away, comment your questions. Give me some material from when I come back. I know I have at least a little bit of material for next week because Tiger's mom and dad have some superstition stories. Yes. Love these stories. So cool. Okay, peeps. It's now around 4:30. I'm going to go off for 10 and I'll be right back. And once again, all of this beautiful, exciting material today is brought to you by Jing's Learning Center, where we are accepting students for English classes. So go ahead and visit our social media and our website, which we will post on Facebook and on YouTube, and look for availability. Get on, learn English. We have some professionals that can help you do so. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out for 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, peeps. We'll see ya. Okay, peeps, we are back for the second half of our third edition of Englishing with Jings. I'm still your host, Brandon Lavshire, and it's a pleasure to be here. Beautiful weather here in Serbia today. I think it's about 15 degrees outside. It would be nice to be out there having some experiences in this weather. Unfortunately, we're all preparing ourselves for the COVID-19 virus. Have to be careful. These are crucial times, people. We have to control this situation. I don't know. I'm feeling optimistic that we can beat this soon. Although I've heard some different opinions on the TV from experts saying this could be around for up to 3 years. Can you believe this? 3 years. Man, I really hope that's not the situation. That's far too long. I can't stay inside for 3 years, people. No. Although I will say this, if it did continue that long, I think that the environment would be great. I'm seeing all kinds of different reports about how clean the air is these days. That's something special. And if you didn't hear our first half of the show, I've read a couple of stories about how the channels in Venice, Italy are completely crystal clear these days. You can see schools of fish. That's amazing. It really is. Hopefully we don't go back to our old ways when this is all done. I think that we have an opportunity to fix a few things that are broken in this world. And hopefully we do fix these broken things, because we can easily go back to the same ways, which are definitely destructive ways. Okay, we'll see. I think that we're learning from this experience, and I think we're going to be better as a people, as a community, as a world. We'll see. We only have one opportunity to fix this, and we really need to do this. We need to take advantage. Okay, people, once again, we are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. We're now officially on the second half of our segment, where we will be doing some questions, and I have answers for you. Go ahead and comment your questions in the panel here, and I'll be happy to answer whatever you're curious about. That's what this show is about. Come on here and let's chat. Let's practice English. The show is brought to you by Jing's Learning Center, where we are accepting new students right now at this very moment. Go ahead and visit us on social media. I believe that we're on, Facebook, Instagram. We have our YouTube channel. Go ahead and check our availability. We can accept students right now at this very moment. If you want to come on the show and book your next appointment, I'll be happy to make this happen for you. No problem. We're very successful with teaching English. Our students are definitely knowledgeable in the English language, and I would have to say that we have shared in their success. People of all ages, we teach children mostly, and this is our specialty. So if your child is in elementary school, get them on. We'll be happy to help correct their English and make it perfect. That's what we do. Okay, we have a question. Where do I get my news usually? TV or social media? That's a good question. I personally don't like to watch the news because it's usually negative, but I hear a lot of things on social media. I don't really use social media too much, but I definitely hear some things on social media. Some's probably true, some probably isn't. But sometimes when I get bored, I'll watch a little bit of CNN or Euronews or BBC. they do a pretty good job of reporting the equally balanced news. I would say those are probably the three choices that I would go to. But personally, I'm a positive person, and there's a lot of negativity on the news these days. But I'll say that if you want a decent quality of news, Euronews is my number one source. And then every now and then I'll visit CNN and BBC, and you can visit their websites or watch their TV broadcasts. They're fairly good. What do you guys watch for your news source? What's your favorite source? Do you like to get all of your information from social media? Do you have a favorite TV program that you like? Comment your questions. Let's talk. This is what I do, people. I'm an ESL teacher. I help people perfect their English through conversation and lessons. I enjoy both. I think that my students have been fairly successful. I've been doing this for about a year now, and I personally enjoy the experience. I think it's wonderful. Like I said in the first half of our show, not only do I have the pleasure of helping people with their English, I learned so much about people from different countries. It's so great. So many different cultures that I wasn't aware of before I became an ESL teacher. Exciting stuff. I can't, tell you any different. This morning I was actually watching Euronews. And you know what? Mostly only lately do I watch the news to see what's going on with our current situation. I know it's probably boring. Everybody's talking about the coronavirus. That's all I hear, coronavirus. But we have to be aware. We have to know what's going on right now. We have to be cautious. This is definitely the most important matter in the world right now. So, my God, people, be safe. When you're outside, wear gloves, wear your masks. I know we look silly. It looks like there's millions of doctors walking around, but hey, these people are safe and they're not going to catch this virus. I think that's the best option, right? I don't mind looking like a surgeon on the streets. Everybody else does. So why wouldn't I, right? My family definitely practices this and we're safe. What can I say? My top priority is keeping my family safe, and by golly, they're safe, super safe. I think most countries right now, people are staying indoors. They're only going outside for the necessities, food, medications. We have to be limited these days. This is the only option. Safety is the only option. We have another question on the panel. What was the last film that I've seen? God, I've watched so many TV shows and movies in the last 10 days. This is probably going to make everybody laugh, but the last movie that I watched is called Contagion. Can you guess what that's about? Yeah, a crazy virus that sweeps around the world. Okay, maybe people are obsessed with this situation right now. I have to admit, maybe I am just a little bit. That's all I hear about day in and day out is this coronavirus. So I became somewhat of an expert. Contagion was the last movie that I watched, and I enjoyed it. Lots of big stars in this movie. I think they did a fabulous job. Really exciting, really teaches you and shows you what happens when some dangerous virus is spread around the world. It's probably the last thing that most people want to watch, but I do recommend it. It was definitely worth watching. My family is definitely big fans of Netflix. So I think Netflix is our best friend right now. Although we do a lot of different activities as a family, which is great. And like I said before, this is definitely making families closer these days. And that's definitely a positive aspect of all of the negativity that's going on around us right now. So I recommend Netflix. Another question on the panel, do I like smartphones? Well, I mean, I have one. Wait, no, I don't. I don't have a smartphone. What are you talking about? I don't have a smartphone. Oh, I guess I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. No, really. I have a smartphone. I recommend the Samsung Galaxy. Most of my friends like iPhones. I don't like iPhones. This is just a personal choice for me, personal preference. I think the world's definitely split right down the middle, Android or Apple. Some people like the Apple iOS, some people don't. Back in the United States, I think it's about 50-50. You know, I mean, and the one thing that I can say about the Android market is it's huge. You know, you have Huawei, you have Samsung, you have LG, you have Motorola. There's so many different Android brands, but obviously number one is definitely Samsung. Personally, over the years, I've had Samsungs. This is just my personal preference. Once again, I love Samsung. This is kind of my thing, but everybody tells me that iPhone's better. I don't agree. What's your opinion? Question your comments. What do you like? Are you a Samsung person? Are you an Apple person? Are you a Huawei person? Huawei is becoming big in the market these days. Not so much in the United States, but all over Europe and Asia. That's for sure. I know a lot of people here in Serbia that have Huawei's and they love them. And I've actually had the opportunity to look on these phones, and I think they're just as good as Samsung. Maybe my next phone will be a Huawei. I don't know. Yeah, what's your personal preference? What do you like? I mean, so many people, I think, are addicted to these smartphones these days. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I definitely catch myself looking on the phone a little bit too much. I think just about everybody does these days. Can you imagine a world without smartphones? I can't. Everybody I know is on their phone. And we have a comment on that. It looks like I have somebody telling me their kids never stop looking at their phone when they're eating, in bed, in the bathroom. Whoo, that's too much. That is too much. Does my family have a rule about using the phone? Don't ask. No. Well, my daughter's too young for the phone, so I don't have to worry about that just yet. But yes, we do. We have a rule, and the rule is don't be on your phone too much, but I'm guilty. But mostly I'm on my phone for my job. So I'm definitely guilty when it comes to looking at my phone, but it's mostly for my job. I don't really do too much, video games on my phone or social media. I might peek every now and then, but I have students from all over the world, booking classes with me, and that's basically what I'm doing, verifying different classes and answering their questions. So I have to be on my phone. What can I do? But yeah, I think that you can't abuse it. I mean, when I was a kid, we didn't have cell phones. I'm a little bit older. But I think if we did, it would have been the same way. But I don't like the fact that people are on their phones and they're not being social enough these days. I really think that people should be outside enjoying the world that we live in. Instead, they're doing this. I don't know. As a parent, I will not allow this. with our child. I mean, of course, I'm sure she'll have one, but mostly just for communication. Isn't that what a phone's supposed to be for? To talk to people, send texts to people. I mean, obviously that's something I didn't have when we were a child, text, but I can still remember a day where when you got on the phone, it was rotary. Do you guys remember the I do. That probably does not even strike a bell with most of my listeners right now, because I haven't seen a phone like that in, let me think about this, since probably 1990s, early 1990s. Yeah, people, you used to have to put your finger in a circle and brr, brr. Do you know about this? All my parents that are listening right now, can you remember the old rotary phones? Oof. It's been a long time since I remember these experiences. I mean, and also you had phones that used to have pulse and a dial tone. Is that how it goes? Okay, anyway, yeah, this is old school. This is definitely old school. I don't think people remember these, except, unless you're at least 40 years old. Yeah, crazy times. But yeah, I think that phones are definitely taking over, and I see all kinds of children on their phones, on their tablets. As long as it's for an educational purpose, I have no problem with that. Maybe one of those little video games if you're really bored, but get outside, experience the world. My goodness, I don't know. It's just too much for me. Slight interruption. Sorry about that, peeps. What's your opinion on this, parents? Do you let your children play on the phone all day? I mean, do you have limitations? Is there only a certain time of the day that your children are allowed to play on their phones? Question your comments. We're going to do at least 5 or 10 more minutes of question your comments, and then we're going to go back to live questions and answers, people. I want to bring you on here. I want to hear you. I want to see you. I still haven't seen anybody. Come on here and share your audio and video with the world. Let them see you. Let them get to know you a little bit. Practice your English in the process. That's what this show's for. And it's brought to you by Jing's Learning Center, where we are accepting new students right now. I can't say this enough. I think that the English language is in such high demand these days. This is the international language. I think it's definitely mandatory to learn English these days. You need English for travel, for your college education, for your jobs. I think that communication in English is definitely crucial these days. And we need you to learn this language to be successful in life these days. So cheers to the English language. I love it. Okay, let's see. I'm reading some more comments. Give me 1 second here. This sounds like a good one. Okay, I have a comment from somebody that's probably more like my age. They're saying right around the mid 90s, when their parents started using the internet shared the same telephone cable. So every time they played on the phone, their father would yell at them because it was really hard to connect to the internet. Oh my God, I remember this. If somebody was on the internet in my home, and this is back when we had dial-up internet. Can anybody remember how slow those connections were? Oh my God, it was so tedious. You would wait for a video to load for like 10 minutes. Yeah. I still remember times where one of my brothers or sisters were on the internet and I wanted to make a phone call and I picked up the phone and I would hear that. And what happened was it would disconnect them off the internet and they would get so mad. And I remember being on the internet and my sister or brother would pick up the phone and knock me off. Oh my God, it was so frustrating because sometimes it would take 5 minutes just to connect. Oh yeah, that's the good old days. Everything's so lightning fast these days. Lightning fast. There's a phrasal verb for you. Do you guys know slang, idioms, phrasal verbs? This is crucial to know proper English. If you're communicating at your job with somebody from the United Kingdom, they're going to use slang, they're going to use idioms and phrasal verbs, and you probably won't understand what they mean. This is difficult. Same goes for the United States or South Africa or Australia. Each one of these locations has their own particular and separate slang and idioms and phrasal verbs. There's so many. I don't even realize when I'm using these slangs, idioms, and phrasal verbs when I'm speaking to my students. And they always stop me to ask what I meant. And sometimes it's hard to explain too. As native English speakers, we don't even realize when we use these different forms of communication because it's just second nature. We've been doing this since we were children, and it's just, we were never taught this. We just listened and we repeated. Same with your native languages, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Turkish, all these different languages have their own slang. And it's the same with you. When you use it in your language, you don't even think about it. It's just automatic. Yeah. If you have any questions about slang, idioms, phrasal verbs, come on down. Let's talk about this. This is cool stuff. Stay tuned. I think before too long here, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'll start to explain different slang. I think this sounds like a really good idea. I'm definitely going to make that happen soon, and I'll keep you posted here on the show when that happens. And this will be in conjunction with Jing's Learning Center. So, I think it's mandatory that people know slang. I mean, when you're watching movies or TV shows in English, whether it be American or British or Australian, they use so many different idioms and slang and phrasal verbs. I would say 40% of what you hear in these movies is slang. This actually makes me wonder how much, my foreign English learners know when they're watching these TV shows and movies. It's probably really hard to understand what's going on. I myself have this problem. I have a TV show that I really enjoy. It's called Wentworth, and it is an Australian TV show. And they use so much slang in this TV show. And I have to take my trusty smartphone. See, it has uses, and I have a dictionary for Australian slang. So what I'll do is, while I'm watching the TV show and I hear some crazy slang, I pause it, I get on my phone, I find out what that slang means, and then I understand what's happening in the TV show. So see, even us native English speakers hear English slang that we don't even understand. I mean, this is a regional thing. They all have their own particular slang. So, what can I say? I mean, this is all part of the learning process for English. So, okay, people. My goodness, it's already 5:08. Is that right? Yeah, 5:08 in Asia. This show is just cruising along right now. We're just about to our portion where we start doing live questions and answers. So get on here. Let's hear your opinion on things. There's so many different topics we can be talking about right now. Next week's edition, the 4th edition of Englishing with Jings, we'll be discussing different superstitions. I have a little bit of experience hearing these stories from Asia. Wild stuff. I've heard ghost stories. I've heard different legends about different creatures that have special magical powers. Cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Like I said before on this show, there should be movies and books about some of these short stories that I've heard from my Asian students from Korea, Japan, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Vietnam. Everybody has these stories and they're so cool. And that's what we will be focusing on next week. Yeah, I don't know. Being a naive American, only naive when it comes to different cultures' stories. And I'm starting to become educated. It's so cool to hear these stories. Such a new experience. Cheers. Whoa. Only half a coffee. Now my coffee is Saint Saba. It's a holy coffee. Holy coffee. Cheers. I can never get enough. Okay, people, we're going to start doing some live questions and answers. So if you want to be famous on Englishing with Jings, come on the panel, raise that hand. If you can see the hand, I'll answer. We'll talk. It will be amazing. Amazing. I promise. So far, this is only our 3rd show, people. So we're rather new at this, but that's okay. We have to get the message out there, and it all starts now. I think that if you're watching this show, hopefully you're enjoying this show, share it with your friends, share it with your family. We're offering classes, Jing's Learning Center, and these classes are great. We have some really experienced teachers. Definitely a lot of experience between our teachers, and they bring some fundamental education when it comes to the English language. So please feel free to check out our social media and YouTube and check for availability. We have open classes right now. Don't miss this opportunity. Definitely a great opportunity to learn English or to just critique the English that you already know. Vocabulary, grammar, practice through conversation, fun stuff, not boring, fun. All of our teachers are fun. They're not hired by Jings unless they're fun. Because like I said before in this segment, I remember those boring teachers when I was in school. No, we won't do that. Nobody's falling asleep during our class. Did you ever fall asleep in school during class? I did. I'll never forget it. When I was in secondary school, high school as we like to call it in the United States, I remember being tired from staying up too late the day before. And I was in history class and I was doing one of those numbers where I was like, and we had this really super cool history teacher that was, okay, I was not falling asleep because this teacher was boring. No way. Mr. Vondercheck was my teacher. And this guy was so full of energy and had so many great stories for history. I was just so tired that I couldn't stay awake in his class. And he walked up and he got behind me and took the garbage can and went wham. And I was like, whoa. Everybody laughed. That was definitely probably the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me in school. So I don't know. You know, we all have situations where we're tired and it's very, very difficult to stay awake. But in these classes that we offer at Jing's, you're going to be laughing and having so much fun. It won't be possible to fall asleep. Guaranteed. Okay. Live streaming. Where are we, people? Facebook, YouTube, live streaming right now. The world is watching me, and I love it. I'm ready to share it with you. Get on here. Let people know what you think. What questions do you have? What's it like in your area? What do you do for fun? How's the situation with this coronavirus where you live? What are people saying about what's happening with the coronavirus? Do you have a lot of cases in your country, in your city? Are you scared? I think it's okay to be scared during this situation. This is a very difficult ordeal that we have right now. And it's good to be scared because this makes us cautious. And this will help us survive and live another day, I think. Not that this is deadly. The survival rate is really high. So I don't think we really have to worry about that so much. A little, but not so much. Just keep to yourself. Make sure you practice social distancing and wear your mask, wear your gloves, wash your hands for at least 2 minutes under hot water every time you return to your home. This is so important, people. I don't even go out much, and I still wash my hands at least 10 times a day. So I think that this is crucial. If we do these things, we're going to be just fine. Let me know how you feel. Parents, call in. Let's talk about different experiences with your children. Teach me some new parenting methods. I'm always ready to take some advice. I think that my wife and I are great parents, but it's interesting to hear how people from different countries handle their children, especially when they're misbehaving. Do you make them stand in the corner? Do you send them to their rooms? Do you take away their tablets and phones? Ooh, I'll bet that really makes them angry, but it'll make them behave. This is what it's all about. Let me know some of your different methods that you use. I know it's different everywhere in the world. It seems to me that the technology is definitely used more with my Asian students than, say, my South American students or my Middle Eastern students, or even my European students. I mean, I think European students are definitely on the technical edge. But yeah, the Asian students, Mike, I think everybody has a cell phone. I think when you turn 5, you get your first cell phone. I can't imagine this back when I was teaching or coaching baseball, because I coached baseball for around 7 years. I'll never forget the first time, and I've taught all different ages in baseball, but I still remember one situation where I was teaching ages between 9 and 12, and one of my kids who was 9 pulled his cell phone out of his bat bag where he had his baseball equipment, and he started using his phone to call his parents. This was different. This was, I think, back in like 2005, I want to say. Cell phones weren't exactly super popular yet. I mean, some people had them, but obviously mostly adults. So to see a 9-year-old using his cell phone at baseball practice, wow, interesting stuff. That blew my mind. There's another phrasal verb, blew my mind. Made me really wonder, wow, how does this kid have a cell phone? But okay, this is normal these days. Oh, another question from the panel. What word do you always misspell? I don't misspell words. Never. I'm trying to think. No. I was a spelling bee champion when I was younger. I don't misspell. Doesn't happen. Okay, maybe I do every now and then, but I'm not going to admit it. I mean, there's definitely some more complex words in the English language that are hard to spell correctly. I just can't remember the last time I misspelled a word. And here's something great these days with technology. If you do misspell a word on your phone, we have autocorrect. It's impossible to misspell a word anymore. It's always taken care of for you automatically. So good question though. Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen anymore these days. I think that, and that's what's sad. Learning to spell doesn't even really matter anymore because all you have to do is get on your computer, your tablet, or your phone and start spelling, and the work is done for you. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a good thing because if you are habitual with misspelling, you'll see the correct way every time you type on your phone. So that's actually good. But yeah, I mean, this is a thing of the past, I think. But okay. Technology is good. Technology is king. But can you imagine, people, if we ever have a situation where the internet goes down permanently, or all of our telecommunications just turn off one day and we don't have phones? What is everybody going to do? Okay, I'm 43. I'm not afraid to admit it. I can remember when we didn't have these, convenient technologies. So I think I'll be just fine. But anybody that's, say, 30 years or younger, what would you do? Let's talk about that. Could you survive with no phone? Could you survive with no internet? I don't think you could. I really don't think that you could, people. God, I can't imagine walking around and not seeing people doing this. Ooh. There would be panic. If you think people are panicking right now from this virus, imagine if they couldn't have their phone. Wow. Just wow. Actually, I would panic because then I wouldn't be allowed to teach. That would really be bad. I would actually have to start teaching in a classroom, and I would much rather prefer to teach online. So much more convenient. And it allows me to connect with people all around the world. I would have to just be a local teacher, which would be okay, but not half as exciting as teaching online. All right, people, we're coming towards the end of our show. We only have like 10, 12 minutes left. We're still streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. God, I have to give a shout out to Tiger for calling in. I've had lots of people in the chat box, question or comment their questions, but Tiger's the only one to call in so far. Tiger, you're the man. That's all there is to it. And I hope that you scored so many baskets in your basketball session today, my friend. Let me know about it tomorrow. I talked to Tiger. I talked to his friend. Pretty cool stuff. Nobody else called. I'm so sad, people. We're new. This is okay. We have to start out somewhere, and we're getting the message out there right now. So many people out there that need to learn English. Jing's Learning Center is the place to be. Trust me. This live stream, just an extension of the greatness that we offer at Jing's Learning Center. I'm telling you, we have incredible teachers who are so experienced with teaching English, and they are just amazing. They really are. I can't even imagine all of the years of experience combined between our teachers. I'll have to do the math. I'm not doing math right now. No time for that. But they're great. They're good people. They know how to have fun, very interactive. That's one thing I can say about Asia. It seems that, these mothers and fathers are great about starting their children's education at a young age. And I have a lot of different young students that I teach English, and they are already at a great level. Just take Tiger for one example, because you got to hear him today. He's only 9, and his English communication level is outstanding. It really is. If Tiger ever visits the United States, which he has, or the United Kingdom or Australia, he'll have no problem communicating with everybody in English. In fact, most people will probably think that he's lived there for a long time because his English is so good. So we want to help everybody speak at this level. This is our goal, and we're successful. You heard my student. I can't take all the credit. His mom has done a lot of that. She's great, and she speaks just like a native, but I've helped a little. I can take a little bit of credit. Yeah, I think this is the goal. Fluent English, advanced English. This is what you will be if you come to Jing's Learning Center. I guarantee it. Coffee's done. One more drink. Oh. Coffee's finished. That means the show's almost finished. Okay. All good things have to come to an end, I suppose. And our show is drawing to its conclusion. 5-7 minutes left. Last minute calls. Bring it. We're here for you. Golly, I can't get enough of this. I really love it. I want to hear from you people. We've had some callers over the last few editions of Englishing with Jings, and they sound like they're really excited. All different situations, all different people. Pretty much all of our callers have came from Asia. I did have one gentleman from Saudi Arabia. That was cool. I do have experience teaching students from the Middle East, and they're great, really good people. I can't really say that I've spoke to anybody in any country that's not great. All of my students are great. And my passion is definitely teaching English. I can say that. Live streaming, Facebook, YouTube. If you can't come on live, you can always watch later. This video will always be in the archives on YouTube and on Facebook for that matter. So, and if you didn't have the opportunity to enjoy our first or second edition of Englishing with Jings, come on Facebook, come on YouTube, check it out. It's there for you to watch. Good stuff, really good stuff. And once again, I have to reiterate that we will be focusing on topic discussion starting in the 4th edition of Englishing with Jings, and our topic discussion will be superstitions. Oh, I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's going to be fun. And I know we're going to have at least one participant because Tiger's mother knows some superstitions. Yes. And I will be discussing these superstitions tomorrow in class. So I get the inside scoop before anybody. This is so cool. I'm privileged. Okay, people, even if you don't want to come on and speak, comment a couple more questions. Let's answer some questions. I know there's people watching right now, hopefully hundreds. My goal is to have thousands of people watching. I want 2,000 people inside this chat box to where I can't even keep up with all the questions. That's what I want. That's my goal. I don't really care too much about popularity. It's not about me. It's about your English education. It's about sharing your experiences with the world. I want everybody to have an opportunity through this window that we're providing, known as Englishing with Jings. Get on here and talk to the world. It's an open window, people. Take advantage, take full advantage. I just think that, this is such a great opportunity to communicate in English, and it's free. It doesn't cost a dime to come on here. It doesn't cost a penny. Come on here and share your experiences. We're down to the last couple minutes, and I have had such a good time today. I just can't wait for next week. I'm already excited. And you know what? For that matter, I'm excited about the week after that and the week after that, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to be great. This is a new thing for us here at Jing's to get this broadcast out. But we're happy to provide this service. We really are. And once again, if you really want to get serious with English, Jing's is offering classes. Visit our website. Visit us on Facebook, on Instagram. Open classes right now, people. Amazing teachers, amazing results. I know this. I can verify this. Wow. Okay. I really love my students from Asia. I love my students from all over the world, but it seems that I have a lot of fun with especially with my Chinese students. I really do. And the reason I say this is because they're so experienced with English. It's amazing when you speak to a 6-year-old child, 7-year-old child, 8-year-old child that has such high knowledge of the English language. Wow. This is the benefit of starting the English language education early. And I have to give a lot of credit to the parents in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, Japan. They start these children early and they are amazing students. I have students from all over the world, as I've said, and it just seems that my Asian students definitely participate to the maximum extent. They're so great, they're so knowledgeable, and they're so fun. Okay, people, we're drawing to the conclusion of our 3rd edition of Englishing with Jings, and I want to personally thank you for coming, for sending your questions. Tiger, I love you, buddy. Everybody, please be safe. I have to conclude this session by just saying one more time, be safe out there. Wear your masks, wear your gloves, practice social distancing, stay at least 2 meters away from each other. There will be a day soon where we can get a little closer, but for now, masks, gloves, social distancing, wash those hands vigorously when you get home. And this world will be a safe place once again very soon. So I'm going to have to say farewell and thank you for participating. And we will see you next week. Goodbye for now.